Hello and welcome back to the Commander's Guide to Casting the Last Spell. I'm Jade Starr, and somewhere in the background of my audio is probably my cat attacking a CVS receipt. So the fog went back, and before we get to that, I forgot, or this might be the first time that we have piles of corpses. If you kill enough things in the same place, the body piles get larger. And the rewards per pile increase, but the most notable thing is that instead of just getting gold or materials, we can now get items, and now we have more items available for us to choose from. I still have the mines. We're gonna have so much money. Oh yeah, there's definitely some background cat noise here. Kitty. Just attacking everything. Now, having dug out the corpses that give items and used all the mines for money, I have 4 workers left over. I could just dig a few more bodies, but the smallest pile of bodies don't really give much, and this is the last night, so I'm starting to think, well, what if I use the Temple and the Wells abilities? So I've got those 4 workers I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with. I think that was in relation to the idea that we were trapped in echoes or stuff. I don't remember exactly, or that she was at the initial explosion. But she's aware that theoretically we're trapped in a roguelite and that we shouldn't tell other people because they won't believe us. Now, there are a lot of omens to unlock. Some of them are really good. They won't help us this time, because we have to set them before we start a haven. But some of them are really, really helpful. With only 1,000 left, I can get some mana, I can get about halfway on damage. So that's not going to help us right now. No resistance reduction. There might be something out there that has resistance. And an uncommon resistance reduction is alright. It's good accuracy, though. Especially for our ranged unit. And just keeps rolling poison damage. Alright, let's just keep doing poison. Proximity shot is a great one. Especially for the 2 weapons that Jassar's using. Power shot with the short bow will benefit from it greatly. And the hand crossbow as well, because both of those things can't shoot very far. $34 points of armor isn't bad on a level up, honestly. And for somebody that's not wearing armor, maybe I just take that to be safe. It probably won't matter, especially if, if we don't get hit, but it feels weird running around without armor, so a little bit of a safety margin on armor is pretty good. This is kind of a tough level up. Runic Gift is almost always a slam pick on literally every character you take. A second accessory can offer a lot of stats. Accessories are also the ones most likely to have plus AP as a stat. Plus it just turns accessories into more mana, and she's fueled by mana, so that's more damage. The problem is, though, that if I actually fill that slot, then one with nature loses the plus AP, so it's all really weird. That's a nice hand crossbow, and we are definitely using some hand crossbows. But that is also a really nice pistol. Especially for a melee, the extra move points on a melee user, that's really good. And then we can just pass the hand crossbow down to somebody else. I think I made mention that I really like pistols as a melee backup weapon because it synergizes well. Pistols, I think, are one of the only ranged weapons that use momentum. The mage staff does. Not the staff, the scepter. But pistols also have a great secondary attack. So pistol shot does short range damage 1 to 4, but here grappling shot is very funny. We haven't had anything that has the effects follow yet, but what that means is that if the grappling shot kills its target, the shooter moves to the tile that the clawer you just killed previously occupied. So you can naturally see how that lends itself to a melee user. Melee user wants to kill something and get closer to more enemies. You blast them with a grappling shot, and then you cross distance. You're saving yourself movement, you're getting a kill at the same time. It's great. It also powers up momentum for the pistol shot, I believe. Some moves that will move your character like that have the skill or effect no momentum to prevent you from, like, teleporting 8 tiles and charging momentum that way. Before 1.0, momentum was a stat that a lot of people kind of broke. There were several things you could do movement free or AP free to teleport around, and you would just teleport around and build up momentum and then drop one giant hit for, you know, exponential amounts of damage. Linear amounts of damage? I'm not sure. But eventually, I think at 1.0, they put a cap on momentum, and momentum can only up your damage by a factor of 4, which is still a lot. Kitty, are we still killing the CVS receipt? We are. Okay. Sometimes I have to make sure because she's attacked cords at the back of the cable, or cables at the back of the CPU tower, and then my system shuts down and warns me of a short circuit because she's like biting USB or something. Back to the what's going on here. We have so much money that I may as well buy out the shop for whatever upgrades I can find. Like, trading Worn Greaves for Worn Greaves +2 or light armor for light armor +3 isn't a huge deal, but I have 700 gold and these things cost, 40 gold tops. Now a hammer, and upgrading a weapon probably makes more of a difference. Making sure that we can one-shot things rather than two-shot things saves a lot of AP, makes fights just a lot easier. Those of you who may have noticed the length of this video, and maybe have noticed the trend of videos getting longer and longer, every day sequentially takes longer and longer than the last one. There's just more things to do, and that's something I was kind of worried about. I was really happy when each video was 20, 25 minutes. That's great. This one's an hour. I'm sorry, guys. If I didn't warn you ahead of time, go get a snack. Get a root beer. Maybe play with your cat so it stops trying to attack the back of my computer. Things like that. And during the day, we just get more and more things to do. I need to sort through all the resources we get during the day. I have a whole bunch of gold. I have 4 heroes, and eventually we're going to have even more of gear to sort through. And I should want to spend this. And, like, heavy armor? Okay, it's not bad. Is that critical worth it? And then I'm thinking, Tombot has a big crit build. Is it worth sacrificing the move points on his armor? Oh, and there, boom. Hand crossbow +4 with an action point on it. I could not ask for something better to show up in the shop. I mean, I do like the experience gain on the hand crossbow, but that no longer matters. This is the last night. Experience gain's not going to do anything for us. Luana. She's going after my feet again. I think this Rusty Shield plus mana is going to go for Jassar, if I remember my purchasing right. See, this is why I try to do my recording in the middle of the night, when the cat's asleep. Oh well. Also, we still have so much money, we're going to buy potions. Just the 2 magic users of potions. I think I got 3 health potions out amongst the team. Probably not necessary. I was a little upset to see this pistol after I took one out of the rewards, but then again, I think I would trade the 1 level, +2 versus a +3 for the extra move points on Jack's pistol. But then, just a straight better hammer. And I'm going to buy it, because it is better. But it's annoying. And that I wasted money buying the other hammer. We can get a little bit of our money back for it, but it's still kind of a loss. But there's real no way to avoid that when you're re-rolling the shop. If you see something that looks good, you buy it, you equip it, and then you re-roll the shop and something better comes out. Like, I couldn't have afforded to pass on the +3 hammer. I realize, oh yeah, if I put that on Tornor, she loses the one with nature bonus, and then, ooh, that is a nice short bow. But is it better than this short bow? I kind of like the critical chance. Ooh, 2 move points on that helmet? Hmm. I mean, that really should probably be going on Tombot. There we go. I still have some things left over I don't know what to do with. I have just enough to re-roll the shop one more time. It gets increasingly expensive, as you can see. I think it was like 10, 25, and now it's 50. This is slightly better armor. Probably get it. There's another +4 Warhammer in the shop. I do like fur pants. They are actually pretty nice, especially for archers, just because they have a lot of accuracy on them. Ooh, poison damage. Okay. Probably done buying things, finally. Hey, viewers, let me know in the comments. I'm still kind of worried that the day phase takes too long, and that sitting here and watching all of my gear decisions in real time is maybe not the most interesting or entertaining part of the video. But it is a necessary thing. You got to set up your team for success of the night, essentially. And this is the thought process and the preparation that goes into it. So it's valuable to know what you're doing during the day so that you win at night, but I don't know if it's particularly entertaining for the video. So let me know if you want me to keep these in, or I can kind of edit them out and just kind of show you the end results of a day's worth of shopping and production phase. Because this is going to get a lot worse when I start doing the alternative run with the degenerate corpse strategy, and we start having so many item choices to make every production phase. I don't know where this nasal helmet came from, but I was like, why am I not using that? It's pretty good, a lot of health, a lot of armor. But I kind of wanted the accuracy and the block on the other helmets, so I don't know. Slightly better book, and I think we are finally set. All of that money has finally been spent. I still have 4 workers to figure out what to do with, and having spent all that money, I don't feel like I really need to dig up corpses and get more money. So we're going to spend a couple workers blessing our hero so that they get a little more HP. Again, maybe that should have gone to Jassar, because she's under 100 health, but Tornor is the one with without armor. It's just a little bit more of a safety margin. She's also the one that's fueled by magic and has been using a lot of chain lightning, so we're just going to throw a little more MP on her. Honestly, the scavenging doesn't even matter. I don't know what I'm going to do with 40 more gold. It's just not enough to buy another like health potion. I could get a shield. I think everybody's hands are full though. Oh, hello, cat. Please don't attack the microphone this time. Hey, are you drinking my coffee? We have a few defenses to shore up. We lost a gate. And other than that, I think we're good to go. We could theoretically build a few more walls around these pits or other gaps, but it doesn't really matter. Since it's the last night, these materials aren't going to be good for anything else, so, you know, spend everything you've got on the last night. I kind of like plugging these little choke points, just buying myself a turn or two. These may be useful, these may buy me a turn, or they may just come into contact with a claw and explode immediately. If a claw removes its full movement and then ends adjacent to one of these barricades and kills it in one swipe anyway, they didn't really accomplish anything. Which, if I really wanted to use it as a barricade, I'd probably do that. Put, like, 2 layers of them so they're forced to kill one and then get no more than, like, 1 tile of movement and then kill the next one. That might actually slow them down a turn. Again, I have materials that I don't have any other better use for, so I'm just throwing these out here, just kind of in anticipation that this might slow clawers down a little bit. It's not really gonna accomplish much. Kitty, I heard that. You're not that graceful. Look at this giant waveform in Audacity. That was you jumping off the table. Yeah. Oh yeah, the temple still can do it, or not the temple, the mana well can still give a few HP mana out. And there we go. That's, I think, everything I can do. The temple could still heal, but everybody's full of health. So it's time to go look at the deployment. Seems like most of them are going to come from the center. 2 skull from the center and 1 skull from each side. I mean, I'm calling the southeast the center. I'm kind of counting 6 tiles out. Just giving myself a little bit of a margin of error. This is also why Lone Wolf is pretty good as a perk. If they all come from one side of the map, you're not going to get a lot of use out of Lone Wolf. Although, being more than 5 away from a hero is fairly common. But this is where it really shines. Like, having to spread out on these large, like, spread waves. 30% damage just from Lone Wolf is amazing. Hey, have those nests been up there the whole time and I just never noticed? Oh, that's fun. So, yeah, I think people saw what was coming. It was the last night, the mist went back, everybody knew a boss fight was coming, right? So boss nights work differently. There's not a pre-prescribed number of clawers to kill. We have to do something in order to advance the boss bar. And the first time I played this, I don't think I really knew exactly what needed to be done. And I was just like, okay, I just gotta hold off the Haven until, you know, something happens. Well, the real trick to boss fights in the last spell is kill the thing that's different. And in this case, it's the harpies that come out through the holes in the floor. Oh, is this our first splitter? I think it is. Splitters are dangerous. They have quite a bit of block, they have a moderate amount of armor, and a good amount of health, and they can do a lot of damage. If they get to the walls, they have a 1x3 swipe, much like the axe, and can damage infrastructure pretty well. They also do about twice as much damage as a clawer to a single target. So splitters are probably, like, I don't know, the exact thing I have, definition I have of like a medium clawer. You're probably not going to kill them in one hit, And they're dangerous, and you don't want them in melee with you. But the Harpies aren't that bad. Although having, like, Lone Wolf at 30% certainly helps. I was really hoping that debuff would reach the Splitter. I am trying to keep Jack and, what was that, Tornir? No, Tornir's on the other side. Tombot? 10 tiles apart to keep the Lone Wolf perk at full power. Oh, the mana spender of the pistol is real good. We're gonna see that later. But right now, getting a crit on the Splitter just kills it, so that's great. So that first shot of the pistol did a lot more damage because it gets momentum. It gets 20% damage per tile traveled, up to a maximum of 400%. It's also unblockable, so blockers and splitters don't get to flat mitigate a large chunk of its damage. Oh good, I think I hear my cat in my sink again. This side of the battle doesn't seem so bad, although there's an archer over there. So something I haven't been particularly diligent about is that if you can, like all these were kind of question mark hits, is if you can, kill clawers that would, if they die, leave the other clawers next to them isolated. So like the first hit is a 50-50. If it gets the kill, then maybe the next clawer over is now isolated, and that extra isolation damage will let you get the kill. Alternatively, we can just poison them and forget about them. Alright, well those things weren't so bad. Ooh, there's a clawer out there. Not clawer, a crawler. Oh, I got you, cat. Haha. Now, killing that harpy really left Chisara out of position, so we're not going to get a whole lot done this turn with her, but killing the harpy is absolutely the most important thing to do on a given turn. So the mechanic is, the smaller harpies will spawn from the pits at some point, and when you kill all of them, the harpy will leave the nest and come down, and we gotta kill the big harpy. I think the first time I played this, I didn't kill one of the harpies, or it was way off to the side, and like, whatever, I got more important things to worry about. But in truth, no, I did not have more important things to worry about. The harpies are the most important things to worry about. This giant rock here, I didn't plan that turn out too well. I killed the crawler with poison damage, or it will die. But then the giant rock was in the way, and I didn't get to use any more of her AP to kill the rest of the horde. Jack has a lot of MP for a fighter, and I haven't used nearly any of it this whole run. A couple of hammer hits. But, let's see, 40, that's like 11 pistol shots. I could use so much mana this night if I wanted to. I guess I should say if I needed to. Like, that would be a good fireball. Tornir's not powered by magic. Probably actually could have just thrown that. I'm not Tornir. Tombot. Sorry. Curse my giant robotic crab syndrome. Alright, over here, Tornir's got some kindled. She'll die pretty easily to the book. The archers may be worrying. But the crossbow is armor piercing. Yeah. Just enough to make sure that Clawr dies in 2 turns. Well, at the start of their second turn. I'm really glad that poison happens at the start of enemy turn, or end of my turn, effectively. There's a lot of games with poison and dots where it happens at the end of an enemy turn, and then it's just so much less effective. Ah, yes, well, there were 3 nests. I guess I should have seen this coming. Oh, good. The Harpies can scream and buff the zombies to have 2 move and 30% more damage. That's great. That's great. Alright, Tornir's, got a little bit of a problem over here now. See, that would really hurt. That's not terrible. But it is a gap closer. It has a 6 range. And there's the buff. Although it is worth noting that the buff also reduces enemy resistance by 25%. So while they're more dangerous, they're also more vulnerable. I'm trying to notice how many tiles the Harpy takes up, and if anything was adjacent to it. A really fun thing you can do is, if there's just 2 targets adjacent to each other that one of them's like the boss, you cast Weakening Touch and just watch that thing bounce between the 2 of them. Put like 3 or 4 stacks of debuff on the boss. So I don't think we have a lot of potential damage output here. Let's see, this is about 200 damage a shot, a little bit more. This is 200 to 350. So Shadow Bolt's our best bet. But even 4 of those, well 3 since I think we hit the other smaller Harpy, I don't think we're going to get this unless we get really lucky with crits. Yeah. So now I'm worried I have this unarmored hero out here, and I have a Harpy with Flying Assault. So I've poisoned it twice to lower its move, and then we're just going to get out of its way. Just really out of its way. It would be great if we could kill it this turn, naturally, but that's just not going to happen. This one zombie that's like way over here. Costing me 2 AP to shoot. I could ignore him, but like then he'd be out of reach away from the main horde, and I'd have to go deal with him eventually. He'd make it to the walls if I didn't pay any attention to him. Just the worst. Nice. With only 1 AP, and then 6 movement. I don't want to get in front of that large cluster of Clawrs with Jack and have no defenses up or be attacked by too many things. Could be another good lightning bolt area, but there's no real sure path for it to travel. So this was kind of what I mentioned about killing things in a specific order. Killing them that way leaves things isolated, so that you get your isolation damage, more likely to kill the follow-up shots. Up here, though, Jassar has only killed 2 things in 2 turns. And, the horde is looking a little thick. I don't like this. Proximity shot, though, adding a lot of extra damage to these attacks is great. Also, poison damage is up to 227. That's just so much. I did notice Thrifty go off this time, and I'm going to try to find a way to use it. Is this worth 2 mana? I don't know. It probably is. Who am I kidding? She's not fueled by magic, so spending mana doesn't lower her damage output, and she's got 71 mana. As much as it hates me to acknowledge my crippling giant robotic crab syndrome, it's the last night. She has 71 mana. We could probably be firing Tight Volley or Rain of Arrows out every turn and be fine. Doubly so, since in case a harpy gets near her, like a big harpy, those are AoE abilities. They're not going to really help against the big harpy. Okay, well, we lost some barricades, but that's what they were there for. Let's see. Again, about 200 to 375 on average. I think we can get the kill. If not with this, we can follow it up with hand crossbow. There we go. Because it was poisoned and was close, it would have been worth knowing that it was probably a better plan to make sure it died this turn than to let poison tick on it, just because of how the fight progresses. If at the start of their turn no harpy is there, then the boss-o-meter will advance, the scripting will advance. But if it dies on the start of their turn, it's going to take 1 extra turn of defending the haven. Alright, not so bad on the southwest. Northeast is not looking great. I mean, Jassar can kill, well, I was going to say 6, but like 6 with regular attacks. She can kill a lot with mana spenders. Alright, even still though, there's still a lot of those out there. Honestly, I think Jack could probably handle most of the southeast. It would be great if they all came through one path instead of kind of splitting up around this gap, but most of them are coming around to the left. Oh, I love it. The pistol shot's so great. It can score a lot of kills. That one, maybe it rolled low. There's, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 claws with barely any health. So that's a little bit annoying. You'd need something to clean them up with or something. But probably next turn, Jack's melee. You can just hit the one healthy one in the front and then walk around fatal executing them, the weak survivors. I was about to call it Finger of Death because Worms Armageddon, but you know. And again there, kill the one in the middle. Now the ones on the sides are isolated for extra damage. Although Tombot has such a ridiculously high crit rate, 78%, that I can't really trust the cursor so much. Because the cursor is showing, you know, sword, no kill, but with 78% damage chance, it's actually more likely than not I score a crit, and that the crit is a guaranteed kill. Oh, good. Okay, great. There's a pack of extra buffed zombies, and Tornor just got debuffed. Great, great. Jassar also has all of those things in front of her, and then the Harpy close left to the Haven to go deal with. So now we're getting kind of spread thin. Well, I mean, it's hurt. It's good enough. We can just get within range of this one. And we have enough accuracy to ensure that's a kill. Well, I mean, a hit at least. Alright, not terrible. Leave the wounded one alive because it'll just scratch the temporary like scaffolding in front of the walls for half damage. Okay, I think it's really about time to start casting some spells here. Start burning some mana. I really think a fireball next to the archer is probably my best bet. Right there, yep, okay. Good job past me. Except it dodged. And there's really no excuse for that. I have Mark. I just needed to register that that was a dodger. Get the most use out of your multi-shot weapons. Get a kill on each projectile. 2 kills for 1 AP. That's how you stay ahead of the horde. They are getting kind of close, though. I guess I was being very indecisive. We'll just go back there. Right, because I don't want the other Harpy to, like, land on her or something. I guess the other upside of leaving all those zombies alive with the pistol shot was that they're all very, very slow. A second shot follow-up would kill, what, 6? It's not bad. I just love the grapnel shot. Wow, there's only, what, 6 of them over here? Okay. And we haven't even used Tombot's turn. Alright, well, that's all of Tombot's turn. And the southeast is pretty under control. I think we need to get Tombot to the north. Yeah, the northeast is looking a little rough. They're almost to the walls. The southwest also isn't looking super great. Oh, there's the mana spender for the hand crossbow. It's a little propagating fire attack. I don't really like it because it doesn't do enough damage per hit. I suppose if you have a bunch of weakened enemies or you need to weaken a bunch of enemies in a line, it can be pretty good, but for the most part, I don't use it. Yeah, it hit 3 people for half health. It just isn't enough. It can be used 3 times a turn, which is good, I guess, but it just doesn't seem to do enough for me. I guess it does cost much less than the other ones, like, oof. Okay, I didn't get a kill, but that was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's like 6 clawers, almost dead now. I wanted to get the archer because I shot off most of its armor, and if I didn't get the kill, then the archer just gets its armor back at the end of the turn and then shoots me. You know, Chain Lightning there would have cleared them all out. Curse my giant robotic crab syndrome. Sometimes you can be more efficient with your movement by using the jump over. It's pretty rare, but you can sometimes squeeze out 1 more move point by jumping over an obstacle rather than going around it. Or if you have the, like, leapfrog perk, you can jump over an obstacle from a tile farther behind, so it actually can just gain you a AP in a straight line, as opposed to just going straight forward, as if the obstacle wasn't there. Okay, things are looking better on the southwest. Closest things are all poisoned and dying. Next wave is a fair bit out. I think we got this. These guys will die. I can just stand right here. I do find it really funny that they explode from poison damage, though. Okay, northeast looking a little rough. I don't remember my indecision here. I think it was just I wanted to make sure that guy died so that I can go get the harpy. The small harpies haven't been a problem. They've been fragile enough to die in 1 hit, or usually in 1 hit. Nice. There is a crawler in the back there, though, which I'm not happy to see. I'll have to deal with that next turn. So this wouldn't be so bad if Jack had a bit more range. I mean, I'm sure the pistol will take care of this. But it also means I probably don't have the movement to get back and deal with that big pack of zombies on the southeast edge. Then I remembered, most of them are injured, and they're not going to get very far. So we should be alright here. think. And if not, I think Jack has adequate defenses now. Oh, hey, so health potions. Health potions have a wonderful side effect of clearing status effects. So this turn's looking kind of busy. So I was looking at Jassar, I'm like, I really don't want to deal with 20% damage debuff because of whatever that harpy spit was, right? So, health potion. It's a little bit of a waste, I'm not getting any HP back for it, but it's clearing that status effect, and that's value. We're gonna trim a dead end off this line of zombies and then blast them. Nice. Two HP. Not sure that weakening touch was strictly necessary, but I think I was thinking that I wasn't going to be able to clear them all because Jassar needs to deal with the big harpy, and if those guys were going to reach the walls, I'd rather have them debuffed and do much less damage. Like, I think we would survive a breach in the walls at this point, but at no point in time is a breach in the walls a good thing that you want to have to deal with. Okay, it's okay. Perseverance. That's actually, Perseverance at first glance always seemed kind of like a pretty lame pick. But it's really come in clutch a few times for me. I didn't want to get too much closer to this harpy if that clawer was going to get me, that dodger. And I still don't get nearly as much damage out of that as I would have liked. Yeah, only dealing about a quarter damage to the harpy's HP. It's not great, but next turn. Ow. Okay, so they're fast. I guess we should expect that. Oh, that's going to be bad for Jack. That's going to change how many people can get next to him. That's fine. The wounded Clawder still can't deal with Jack and his two shields. Oh, there we go, we're fine. Also, Jassar had a wound there for a moment, because remember, Jassar's our glass cannon. I really don't want her getting hit. But the point-blank shots are able to do a lot more damage, especially with perk damage. Trying to calculate which does more damage per AP. The two hand crossbow shots guarantee, I think, slightly more damage. And if we can back away, we can deal with the harpy. Then we can get back to safety. I wish I could rotate the tight volley. A little annoyed that they weren't in a great formation to be chain lightninged. Having 6 of them at the walls like that really deserves a measured response. Spend some mana. Especially when there's so many more of them. Just forming a line northeast. You know, trimming away, what, 5 of them? It's okay. Really need to be getting more of them. But hey, remember all these guys that were weak from getting grape-shotted by the pistol? Well, we can just walk into them and just execute them. Oh, that looks like a prime opportunity for a grape shot, but we just gotta get a blocker out of the way first. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so much value. Can't let them get behind me, though. So I'm anticipating this Dodger getting right in front of Jack and trying to attack him. The Dodger does magic damage, so his armor's more effective, plus the block from his shields. I feel safe that the Dodger won't be able to do enough maximum damage to actually get into Jack's HP pool. Wanted to get closer to reduce dodge chance. Now we're okay. I need to clear up these like 6 that are really close to the walls. The archer's gonna shoot something. Can't really stop that. Alright, a little damage to the walls. It's not bad. Largely unnecessary marking, but doing it for opportunism. That's a good cluster down there. I think that's worth it. Then I remembered I have mana potions. There's really no reason not to drink these the moment I use mana, especially for Tornor that's powered by mana. So that gets a little bit of more damage on the next spell. Oh, I guess I'm not going to lightning bolt that cluster. Probably could have. Okay, now that looks like... Oh, that's a good one, yep. Excellent. By the way, AoEs like Fireball and Volley and Rain of Arrows will absolutely hit your own walls and damage them. Propagation things like Lightning Strike won't chain into your walls, but they will absolutely chain into your own heroes. I really wish they would bunch up in wider clusters, but we can make this work. 4 out of 6. Like, I really would like to get, 5 or 6 out of 6 for this, but at this point, like, again, 67 mana. What am I saving it for? Get the kills. This looks a little busy for Jack, but the Warhammer can get several kills a turn. The Pistol Blast, Grave Shot certainly can, and a lot of them are also pretty wounded from the last time we shot them with Grave Shot. Oh, excuse me. A little bit of a sneeze snuck up on me. I think I was trying to calculate whether or not how likely that grapple shot was to actually score the kill. I think I came up to the determination that it wasn't worth it. But then I missed the dodger. I'm going to get into it after this video, between this haven and the next. I'm going to talk about my stats and my builds and stuff, but I generally have a threshold for what I want my accuracy stat to be at. You know, generally I want to get it around 20% as soon as possible. For fighters and mages. For ranged people that have to deal with range penalties and the accuracy mechanics, generally much higher. But Jack is missing a lot of hits. I don't like missing hits. Though it's not really going to matter. This is the last Harpy. So I've created a great situation here. The Harpy is now adjacent to a single armored. So Tombot is going to come back over here, hop the barriers, and cast a Weakening Touch on the armored, which is then going to propagate to the Harpy, and then back to the armored, and then back to the Harpy, and then back to the armored. So now, the last Harpy has negative 50% resistance, and negative 90% damage, in case it lives to hit me. Then, after using the armor to propagate the debuff bouncing back and forth, we're going to kill the armored, so that the Harpy is now isolated. Also, I think these are just vanity kills at this point, for racking up the score or spending AP on weapons for meta progression. The rest of my turn here doesn't really matter. If I get rid of that dodger, this is going to be a good lightning bolt. Or if I get rid of that kindled. Didn't remember to mark the dodger first. Still killed everything. Oh, good chain lightning feels so satisfying though. Okay, that was all mostly for vanity, because the last boss is on the field, heavily debuffed, and next to somebody with a big warhammer. We've got this. But what if we could style on the last boss here? Remember how I said that the pistol gains like 20% damage per tile traveled? What if we just ran around the boss a little bit first, and then shot? You can see momentum is adding, whoop, I went too fast, but it was adding about 500 to 600 damage to that shot. So that one pistol shot did just an absurd amount of damage. And it was also debuffed to negative 50% resistance, so just a lot of things were working against it. Well, we did it. Well, you guys didn't think it was going to be that easy. Only one haven needed to succeed. So we got some essence to spend, we got some unlocks, and I'll explain the unlocks next video. Well, next Haven video. We're gonna have a mechanics video after this. And we're gonna get a little bit more exposition, because after we break a seal, we're gonna go talk to our friends here in the Orichalcum. And I can't leave. I'd actually just wanted to end the video there, but I can't. I can't get to a save point at that moment. So we have unlocked Lakeburg, another haven trying to break a seal. For completing Gildenburg, we also get more perk collections. So if our perk tree looked a little thin, it's because it was. We'll now have 2 more columns of perks to choose from on every hero from now on. They come color-coded. There's now 2 new columns per hero, and those 2 columns pick from 4 categories. I think it's 4. Our achievements have unlocked new sets of armor and other benefits for dealing enough damage with a melee hit and a ranged hit, probably from Jack. We've also unlocked Runeberg, although we're not going to be going there right away. If we continue to find or build or buy more items, we can get red items in the shop, which is amazing. Here you can see some of the just progression unlocks. You know, spend 1,000 action points with short bows. We're almost there to better tomes of secrets, new armor sets. Most of these you can see that you just kind of get by playing the game. Spend gold, kill enemies, kill isolated enemies, travel tiles. Some of them you might have to work at, like doing large amounts of damage with a specific magic type. Omen of Leaps is actually a really good omen for a specific haven. And you have to have a hero travel 20 tiles in a single turn, not using things that have like no momentum. So you can't like cheese it with teleporting. Omen of Leaps is actually really, really powerful for second to last haven. Yeah. Does that imply that the previous questions weren't answered truthfully? I feel like that implies that. So we got a lot of essence from that last night, and there's a lot of things to purchase. Armor maker, weapon production facilities, stone walls. The most important thing, though, is ballistas. What if we could use our materials for automated defenses? Ballistas are an absolute game changer, and we're going to see that in the next haven. Some fun new weapons. We've got, 2 magic weapons, the longbow, the dagger. Some cheap omens, which I like. These really help you get started in a haven quickly. Like 12% accuracy. That's like 2 levels of accuracy, or maybe a level and a half worth of accuracy. Excuse me. And having that from the start means just you don't get messed up by like dodgers night 1 or 2. It's great. I love daggers. As you might imagine, daggers are the single target like assassination weapon, but by assassination I mean isolation. Daggers do tremendous amounts of damage, stabbing a target that's isolated. We still have so much essence. I can get the Scavenger's Camp and the Armor Maker? Or the Weapon Makers. Oh, but we're not going to need production facilities for the next haven. So we're going to focus on our heroes for just a bit more. Oh, and at long last, we are done with this video. There's a lot of meta progression things that just happened and so forth, and again, my apologies that this has been an hour long. I don't really want to cut day and night into separate videos, because I just don't think there's enough interesting things during the day. So again, if an hour is a bit much, let me know. I'll try to trim down the day production cycle to just like highlights and clips. Also, for those that are interested in the mechanics and stuff, that tutorial was showing that you can turn off weapons. If you unlock every weapon and you find out, I don't really like this one and that one, you can turn them off so they just don't show up. But you do have to have a minimum of 4 weapons of each type. Although for the moment I only have 2 magic weapons unlocked. But finally, we're done here. Lakeburg is the next haven that we should go do, but we're going to go back to Gildenburg, and I'm going to show you alternate strategies now that we have the unlocks necessary for them, and we're going to play around with the Apocalypse mode, which is like New Game Plus, which is just added difficulty. Thank you all for watching and sitting through this very, very long video. Thank you. Thank you all. So long, my cat is now asleep, and I will see you next time.